All right, guys. We are getting close to the end of the group stage in the Euros. The Copa America is in the thick of the group, and Premier League schedules have dropped. This is Red Card Radio. Good morning, good evening, good afternoon, whenever you're listening from. Thanks for tuning in. Red Card Radio is a sometimes weekly Premier League podcast from three friends who support different clubs. My name is James. I support Arsenal. That guy up top is Brad. He supports Chelsea. Down below, that's Sean. He supports Tottenham. Gentlemen, hello. Collectively, we all support the United States of America. Just throwing that out there.
Yes.
Boys, how are we doing tonight? What's up?
Doing good, bro. There's no pain yet. There might be with the schedule. But we still have footy. We still have good footy. And it's summertime.
Is it good? Is it good? I'd argue. I got some arguments against is it good?
We're not talking Group C in the Euros because that was garbage. But most of the Euros has been interesting.
I'm just.
I had half a mind. I had half a mind to just record a podcast last week by myself. And the only thing that stopped me is I have completely weaponized incompetence where I don't have logins to literally anything.
Yes.
And since both of you guys were on vacation, I wouldn't have been able to get you to answer for me to be able to log into these things.
Well, yeah, I was 100%. I was,
but it would have been funny for.
I was not responding.
No, it's all good.
Yeah.
So. Yeah.
It's all good. But yeah, I was like, I could just get on and yap for 20 minutes just by myself and post it, but
that would have been interesting.
Who's going to listen to that kind of thing?
Oh,
I would have listened to that.
I would have.
You guys would have listened to it. Dang, I should have done it. Would have gotten 2 new viewers.
No, I'm already subscribed with the notification bell in there. And if you're not like me and not already subscribed and haven't hit that notification bell, please make sure you do that. Rate, review us on all of the podcast websites. Hit it with that 5 stars, that thumbs up, whichever your method of choice of listening to us there is. We are still in Operation Trick Google. So if you can hit our YouTube up, that would be awesome. Join the Discord, join the chaos. We'll have soon to be coming Sheets of Integrity later in the summer. We have pick'em games that we got to figure out. So there's gonna be a lot of stuff happening in the Discord next year. So join in now.
Brad's committing us to a lot for next season already.
Yeah, James, I don't know where your unemployment office is in your town, but right in here in my town, it's on Main Street because he just took your job. I don't know if you were paying attention to that.
I mean, it was a beautiful segue. He did He did a good job. Because I was getting ready.
It was beautiful. It was beautiful. I mean, it's so much so I'm saying Brad should just do it.
Oh,
are you don't want that every week? No.
Are you saying that you're getting rid of me?
We're saying that you need to change your Twitter handle to co-host. your Twitter bio.
I don't think I will.
It's just a funny joke.
I don't think I will.
It's a funny joke.
All right. So what are we doing tonight? We're specifically the 2 things that we spoke about in the pre-production meeting was we wanted to talk about the Euros and we wanted to talk about the Premier League schedule. Now, I did kind of throw you guys a curveball with the opening about the Copa America. If we want to briefly touch on the Arsenal legends that are carrying the United States men's national team, we could do that if you guys want to. But
Balogun was missing in the game against Bolivia.
Scored a goal.
Timothy Weah.
Matt Turner.
Okay, he was near a goal and it happened to go off of him.
Matt Turner clean sheet.
Weah was the MVP of that game.
I'm just saying.
Pulisic had it worldly.
Yeah, I mean, I was pretty hyped when Pulisic scored in the third. That was a nice goal. I guess we're
starting so good.
I guess we're starting with the Copa America.
We are. We're going to the Copas. Let's go.
Man, let's go. We played really well. We played really well.
We did.
Weah was doing work, and I actually really enjoyed having Chris Richards as the other center back with Tyler Adams in front of them. I thought that worked really well, especially with Adams in front of Ream beside Anthony Robinson, because those 3. Well, Adams moved on, but they were together.
Yeah.
Ream and Adams, and then now Anthony Robinson and Ream work together. So like having that little pairing there was really, really cool, and they looked really comfortable together too.
I'm confused on when they played together, when Adams and Ream played together.
Tyler Adams was on Fulham before he left. right?
No,
He's at Leeds.
he's at Leeds. Before that, he was.
Leeds. Yeah, that's exactly what I said. That they played together in the lead up to the Copa, and they've got a real familiarity together.
Tim Ream's coming to MLS, to Charlotte FC has been the rumor floated before Copa America. But USA's killing it.
Well, before the season, he only signed a 1 year.
Well, before you go somewhere, Brad, my big takeaway from the game is I think that we played the best when we played quickly. There were certain times in the first half where we were on top of Bolivia and we were playing quickly and we looked really dangerous. When we slowed the ball down and we tried to play possession and like turn the screw that way, we looked incompetent. So this is my plea to Greg Berhalter: play fast, play with aggression, and we'll be better.
All right. So before I move on from Team USA, I have a question, and I'm not one to do this.
Oh, okay.
I'm not one to do this, but I'm going to ask the question.
Okay.
Are we for a USA tank so we get rid of Greg?
Absolutely not.
Okay. I know this is early.
We got to win the Copa.
I know this is early. Are we? I think this is a preview for what we'll talk about later. Are we here for an England tank so they can get rid of Southgate?
As an American, I don't care if England does well in the Euros. As an Arsenal fan, I would like them to lose quickly so Declan Rice and Saka can start their summer earlier.
We are on the same page there. Gallagher and Palmer can come back home. Yes.
I mean, what am I? I'm an American. I don't care about the English national team.
Yes. Okay.
That's, you guys are sounding like me with the AFCON and the Asian.
Yeah.
The AFCON and the Asian Cup. I was like, let's get Son and Basuma and let's get them and Sar. Let's get them out in the group stage. I want them back.
Yeah. If all the Arsenal players could lose early, I would be happy.
But how about Costa Rica holding Brazil to a 0-0 draw? Like, what?
I think
that's shocking.
I think the biggest
spirit
issue
of Brian Ruiz lives on.
Brazil's biggest issue is they didn't start Martinelli. He came on for like 7 minutes at the end of the game, and he was electric when he came on, is my understanding, and that's their biggest issue.
You have him starting over Vinicius Jr.?
Vinicius is a striker, bro. Vinicius is playing the 9.
They play the same position. Vinicius plays. He plays on the left.
We agree with you.
I agree with you, but for Brazil, he's playing the 9.
Who are they starting over him? Rafinha?
Rafinha's on the right. Rodrigo's on the left. Paqueta. They're getting all the usage out of them they can in the middle.
I think Brazil will be fine.
Yeah,
I agree.
Before he's banhammered.
Straight to jail with him.
Straight. Do not pass go. Do not collect your $200.
Yeah, he's not getting any arbitration settlement before he gets banned into eternity.
Nope.
At least Tonali. Their situations are so different. Like, at least Tonali admitted it and was like, "Hey, I never bet on my team," and here's everything I got.
I mean,
Paqueta is screwed, man. It's screwed.
He can't admit it. If he admits it, he's going straight to jail.
Tonali did bet on Newcastle.
Yeah,
but he didn't do what Paqueta did, which was
right?
Throw the picks. Yeah, it was throw the game or get a yellow card or influence the game in such a way that those dollar bills came in at a very specific moment. Paqueta's gone. That's a ban for life. Wait, Canada lost? They were up 1-0. What happened?
Today? They lost today?
Oh no, they won today. 1-0.
Yeah, they lost to Argentina in the opening match.
That's fair.
But it's
of
Argentina.
course they are.
Yeah, Canada has the battle of the red and white flag with Peru.
Yeah.
So who will prevail, the Peruvian crest or the maple leaf? Who is the better mid? They have the same flag except for a different mid logo.
Brad, I assume you're looking at Google. How many groups are there? Are there 6?
4.
There's 4 groups. So it's only okay. So they're gonna go from
4 groups of 4.
Okay. So they're gonna go from 16 to 8. So there's okay, cool.
Yeah, the quarters. This goes right into the quarters and the semis. Which one of the semifinal games does take place in Charlotte. I will not be going because just like all of the other places that Copa America is happening, the tickets are too damn expensive.
The rent is too damn high.
Yes, bruh. It's just to get in is $200.
For
Just to get in.
nosebleed seats?
Not just nosebleeds. The top of the nosebleeds. It's $200.
Yeah, that's
James, if
we get the
you'll
semifinal
permit
and the
me
third
to
place
get
game.
wild,
please.
if you'll permit me to get wild for a minute, this is very similar to Silverstone Grand Prix that the blaming Max Verstappen for low ticket sales when they're $500 to get in.
Yeah.
You wouldn't have a problem selling the tickets if they were reasonably priced.
You know who brought that up? You know who keeps calling out Silverstone for their pricing? It would
Sir
be
Hamilton.
Sir Lewis Hamilton.
Yep.
Who has called them out and said, look, like, you can't justify,
you're wrong.
Families can't come. You can't justify it. The ticket prices are too much. So
yeah. Yep. And I mean, that's the same in like
all the drivers have been defending Max this week. It seems like Max, for some reason, everyone's coming after Max, and they're like, oh, the sport's boring, and Max is like, yo, it's not my fault. Like, I'm just driving. And Lando had to defend him, and now Lewis is defending him. It's been pretty.
To Max's credit, though, he did jump to Lando's defense when Lando won his first race.
What do you mean?
And they're like, in the press conference after when Lando won his first race, all the media was like, so do you think like you deserve to win this? Because like, you know, if that red flag, if that safety car didn't happen, like, would you have won? And Max was like, I'm not going to say what he used. I don't want us to get banhammered, but he jumped right in and was like, well, yeah, so what? If whatever happened, it didn't happen, so he won. So it is what it is. Like, shut up.
Yeah.
So,
as a final,
that was my boy's first win.
He should have had a second win last weekend. I'm just saying.
Oh, he was the better car.
He also should have won if Imola was 2 laps longer. He was going to catch Max.
That Mercedes power unit has got some speed. I'm just saying.
It's cooking now. This F1 calendar year will be much more interesting.
Yeah, this season has gotten a lot better than after.
It's so fun
already.
It's so fun.
It's good. Yeah. All right.
Maybe this is when we did the no.
It's the first. One final note. It is the first year in about 20 to 25 years. I can't remember the exact year, where 4 different teams have been represented on the poll. That's how even it is.
Yeah.
We were on Copa America. It just started, so we're still waiting for some games to play and let it all shake out and see where the quarterfinals are at. The ticket prices for this event is way too high. If you want soccer to be popping, then you need to price it for the people and let the people come and rock out and give us some advantages for Team USA. You're doing a disservice to our country, so lower those prices. With that being said, shall we jump to Euro?
Hit him with the hot sauce?
Yeah. Brad has a Buffalo Wild.
Yeah, let's jump to Euros, because if you got hot sauce for the United States. I got hot sauce for Southgate.
Oh,
he stinks.
Pass the bottle.
Stinks, dude.
Pass the bottle.
He's so bad. We are 3 bumbling idiots, American idiots. We could all see the problem with their team and have a solution. It may not all be the 3 same solution, but none of them is what he does. He's busy talking about Calvin Phillips. You got Declan Rice, dude. What are you talking about, Calvin Phillips? What are you talking about? We don't have a natural. Last time you had Calvin Phillips, you didn't even play him. You had him in the World Cup. You didn't even play him. What are you talking about? Natural replacement for Calvin Phillips? Shut up. Southgate can.
It's so impressive how funny that statement about Calvin Phillips was, but it's kind of it's representative of where England is under Southgate. Is that it seems so just like confused, like milding. It just doesn't seem like it has purpose. Like it's not going anywhere. This to me seemed like when they re-signed Southgate after the World Cup for another 2 years to do the Euros, it seemed like it was like, man, what's the point? Like why are we doing this again? To your point about us being 3 idiots, while I do agree with that sentiment, I do think we need to point out as well that England did win their group. Just as an aside, they did limp their way to winning their group. So they do what, Brad?
With 2 goals.
I'm just saying they did win their
2 goals.
I'm just saying
scored.
they won their group.
If you guys are fans of The Office at all, where there's a funny meme from The Office of Michael Scott getting a handshake from the higher ups, getting promoted as he has a mullet and he looks confused. That is England winning the group. They're just confused of how they won it, and they're just happy to be there.
Bro, they won the group because they beat Serbia by 1 goal.
Did you watch the game today? Slovenia played really well. Slovenia played well today. And Denmark.
All right. I'm taking away Benjamin Sesko. Name another Slovenian.
It doesn't matter. That's not the point.
They don't have players. They're the talent. He's Serbian.
No, he's Slovenian.
He's Slovenian.
Is Serbian.
No, he's not. He's Slovenian.
Is he really?
He played today.
Yeah.
Jan Oblak. Yeah, he played today.
Yeah.
I don't know the players on the Austrian team either, but they also won their group because they played really well. Just because I can't name a player, you're like asking me to like name 3 songs for a band, or I don't get to talk about them. I watched with my eyes, and they were compact. They played to their strengths. They had good shape. They passed the ball well. And so they were physically impressive in the match as well. So like they knew what the assignment was and they executed it.
They beat Poland like you were supposed to. France couldn't. And then they won the coin flip against no, they lost to Netherlands. And then they drew France. Austria, yeah. So
they beat the Netherlands.
Beat France.
I guess my grander point about
Austria beat the Netherlands today. They won 3-2.
My point about being bumbling idiots is I think all of us to some degree have said Palmer needs to hit the field. He finally did. They found some creativity. It actually worked today. And then all 3 of us have been saying they need, when the game gets stale, someone like Anthony Gordon or Jared Bowen. He tried it in the first game. Jared Bowen's a similar-ish player to Anthony Gordon. Anthony Gordon's just faster and a little bit more creative, but Jared Bowen's the same type of player of just a screamer up the sides. Like, you need something to break the staleness.
So I think you pushed back a little bit today when I text about I think the midfield should be Rice, Belling, and Palmer, and Palmer's kind of on the right side. And the reason why I advocate for this is because if you look at Arsenal in the way the interplay that Saka and Odegaard have, I think that Palmer could fit into that right-sided midfield 8 role really well, playing alongside Saka. I think that they could interchange really well. Like they could interchange more than Odegaard and Saka do for Arsenal. But at the same time, I think that it's quite
true. Saka's not opposed to cutting in.
Exactly. And at the same time, if you have a creative player like that who could slip the ball through with Saka making runs, because you have to be if you have a creative right there, like a very ball handling, passing adept player like Palmer is, you have to be aware of the fact that he could hit a pass to Kane or Saka. You have to respect both, or he could carry the ball. And so I think if you put him in that right-sided 8 role, you kind of create a really dangerous triangle between Saka, Palmer, Kane, and then if you have Kyle Walker overlapping, I think it's a really strong position to put yourself in from an attacking standpoint. Now, whether or not Palmer can kind of stand up to the defensive aspect of playing the 8 role, I'm not sure. But like, even if he just kind of plays as like a more right shifted 10 and doesn't do that much on defense, I think they'll be fine.
I'm down for that solution.
I think Palmer's it's his best position. I don't think he's a right winger like he wanted to be. I think he is a right-sided midfielder. I think that's his best position.
I mean, right-sided forward, because he's not getting back to defense. Like he doesn't cover very well on the defensive end, right? Like
he still can just be a 10.
But
like still could just be a 10.
See, I think they're Southgate is trying to play Bellingham as the 10. Jude's not a 10. He's an 8.
He's not a 10.
He's an 8.
Stop
He's
trying
not
to
a
play
creator.
him out of position.
Right. If Palmer's the 10 and Jude's the 8, Jude's running in front of Palmer for the pass. Because that's what he does. He bombs the box as like the second runner. Kane comes through, and then Jude comes through, and Jude gets the goal because Jude's got the opening. That's how he was playing in Real Madrid. I don't understand why he's changing all of this, right? And like, good on him for taking Trent out of way out of position, like playing him in that midfield role. He's not a CDM. He might not be a right back, but he's more like a right midfielder.
He's
Right?
good when he's inverting. Like you see for
Right.
Liverpool, like the best position he's been in this year was when he was playing right back, but he was also coming into the midfield and he was able to make really long diagonal balls. And he was
Yes.
sitting next to a 6. So he had that defensive cover. Like they were there together, kind of as that double pivot until the other midfielders came back and he fell back to the right back position on defense. Like that was really useful for Trent at Liverpool this year. Trying to play him solely as the 6 left him exposed because Kyle Walker, while he does want to come infield sometimes, he doesn't always.
Right. And so who's the runner? Who's the stretcher of this, like, in his starting line? Foden's not going to stretch the field.
Yeah, Kieran Trippier is not going to make huge overlapping runs on the left side because he's playing him on the left.
Right.
He would also rather come infield because of just where he is on the pitch.
Look, Harry Kane does a lot of things well, but running behind a team, he just can't do. Right?
Why
He's
not
not
play
like
Ollie
there's not a threat there. Saka might be the only one that runs back, but Saka doesn't like to run. Like that's not kind of Saka's game.
Would you guys say is the
Saka's better in
seamless
control than he is of running down the field and getting it over the top? Or maybe we haven't seen it because of the way Arsenal play. So I'll say that. Maybe I haven't seen it as much. Is he fast enough to do it? Yes. But if he's up there by himself, that's not a good look.
Yeah, okay, I agree with that.
So whereas like if you have Anthony Gordon on the left, Anthony Gordon can run at a defense by himself. There's a different skills. Does that make sense?
Yeah, that's what he had to do at Everton.
Right.
Because he was always
right. And so like the balance is just weird. One of these like Rice, Bellingham, Foden, one of them's got to sit. Yeah, like
why? What?
Because they're all.
He started Gallagher today. Just swap Gallagher for Palmer.
Here's where I was going. Who is the best player on England?
Jude Bellingham.
I'm not mad at that.
I think so. Who are you picking? Kane?
Okay.
You're picking Kane?
Harry Kane. Harry Kane's the best player on the roster. Your best player in the roster does well. He's the striker. He does well with other cutting movements around him so that he can play make. He's not a back to the goal kind of player. So why not have Saka and Anthony Gordon, 2 players that excel at making those runs? Why not have both of them? Because Foden's not it. If you are just refusing to start Palmer, fine. Put Foden at the 10.
He's not a left winger.
He did it all year.
Foden has never been a left winger.
If you're refusing to play Foden, or if you're refusing to start Palmer at the 10, or the right side at 8, however you want to organize it, James. If you're refusing to do that, just put Foden there. And put Anthony Gordon on the left. What are we doing?
Is Grealish in this team, or did Grealish get dropped? He got dropped.
Grealish and Sterling are
they
both
cut him.
dropped.
They cut Grealish and Madison. They're 2 probably after
Madison
Foden
is just a copy of
and
Foden
after Palmer. Is probably the 2 most. But that's creativity off the bench. That's a real compliment. I'll take that actually. That Madison's a copy of Foden.
He said, and Palmer.
I'm sure Joel will have some.
They're all like what I'm saying. What I mean by their copies, they all play that same.
You argued me all year that Palmer is a right wing. You argued me that Palmer was a right wing all year.
He's played right wing the most for Chelsea. I don't care where he plays next year. As long as he scores goals. He was playing right wing.
Do you guys think that England will progress?
I think this team has the talent to.
Do we know who they're playing yet?
Let me get it. Hold on.
No.
I don't think it's
no, they're waiting on a third place team.
I think it's supposed to be Turkey. Turkey A, apparently.
We're waiting on a third place team.
But I think that
it's not a second place
what Ian Dark was saying today is that it looks like it's going to be Turkey. That's what Ian Dark was saying on the podcast today. That's all I'm saying. Someone at Fox told him that.
He went with it.
All right. So we don't know yet.
No, we do not.
All right. Do you think that they'll progress? I mean, I don't see why they can't.
They should beat Turkey, right?
Yeah, right? They should.
whoever they're playing is
Best.
like, do they make it past Italy in the quarters is the question. Like, yes, they should make it through the round of 16, even if it's just a 1-0 win.
I've been
I don't know if
unimpressed
they
by
need
Italy.
Italy.
I've been unimpressed by Italy. I thought they would be better than
It's
they
not going to
are.
be the quarters. They're
I mean, Italy can at least score goals. They can't stop goals being scored, but like if England can't score goals and Italy can score goals,
I guess we'll see.
like,
yeah,
that's why I'm worried.
I think the other big. Go for it, Sean.
I was just really impressed with the Calafiore, which is one of our targets. It's their starting center back, and he's on Atalanta or
Bologna.
I think he's on Atalanta or Bologna.
Greatest
And
city in Italy.
he's been pretty impressive. The first game he put in an own goal, so I was like, of course, we're linked to the one guy that gives up an own goal in his freaking Euro debut. But yeah, I've been impressed with him since then. He kind of put a lid on it, stopped screwing up, and he actually fed the pass that won the game in the third group stage game. So, hey, I'll take him.
What do you guys? So Germany progressed. They progressed top of their group, won their first 2 games, drew the final game. France progressed second in their group behind Austria. These are kind of.
I've got it pulled up if you want me to read it off.
I was just kind of thinking about the big boys. Spain won all 3 of their games, which is not something we predict. Not something we predict.
Spain is through and they will play a third place team, and then the winners of that game will play the winner of Germany and Denmark. So Germany already knows their opponent. And then Portugal and France face off in the other quarterfinal. Presumably, France does play a second place team while Portugal plays a third place team. So who knows? France could get a tough one there. And then in the bottom of the bracket, we've already locked in Austria by themselves with no one on the other side of their quarterfinal bracket, and then England are on the other side of Switzerland and Italy. And England have a third place team coming.
All the first place teams play a third place team, and all the second place teams play against each other. Is that how it works? I guess it has to be.
It doesn't,
because there were how many groups?
France,
there were 6 groups.
There's 5.
Wait, 1, 2, 3. So Austria won their group.
Yeah, Austria won their group. I guess that's weird. How do they decide who gets a third?
Okay, they play a second place.
Well, there's only 4 third place teams that make it through.
Yeah, I realized that. I realized that when I was saying it.
And then I guess whoever are the lowest first place teams will play the.
It was already set.
Lowest second place.
It was set beforehand. So I guess it was just a coin flip.
It was set.
It was like a coin toss, I guess.
We didn't even say Group E.
Second goes here. Yeah.
Wait, we didn't even talk about Group E. Going into the last match, Romania, Belgium, Slovakia, and Ukraine are all tied on points.
They play tomorrow, I think. Well, today for you guys as you're listening to.
Yes.
Probably has already taken place. Do you know if they're the 9 a.m.? Are they 12 a.m. start? 12 noon start?
12 noon start, they are.
Yeah, okay. So this podcast
that would have already been settled.
Yeah, we'll be out. Belgium is, I think that Lukaku
the Fighting Dragons.
He is driving up the goals disallowed stat in this tournament. Has he had like 5 disallowed goals or something like that? It's insane.
At least it's 3 now.
I think it's
but
3
it's
in
not
one
quite,
game.
It's not quite as high
somebody
as
needs
Owen goal.
Somebody needs to check his family's betting trends to see if they have a disallowed goal situation going on.
Oh,
wow,
man!
Wow. I mean, look,
see if he told his brother to bet disallowed goal.
Even if we count off Lukaku's goals, he still can't catch Owen goal. Owen goal leading the way. I think he's linked with all 3 of our teams now.
Yeah.
No, he's too expensive for Tottenham.
All right. Any other quick thoughts you want to have on the Euros? We probably ought to talk about the Premier League schedule.
The only way that I want Southgate to leave the English position is if it's for Manchester United.
All right.
That's all.
All right. Well, I'm going to generally let you guys duke it out over the schedule, because here is our toughest schedule snafu this entire season. At St. James, host Arsenal. That's it. That's our toughest stretch, and we do it twice. Well, we don't reverse fixtures. We play back to back again. That's it. That's the toughest.
What does
have.
Spurs run-in look like? What does their May look like?
So our run-in, I'll give you the I'll include April 26th in the May run-in if I can.
That's
because
fine.
we go to Anfield April 26th. Then we go to Olympic Stadium, West Ham. We host Crystal Palace, go to Villa Park, and host Brighton. So we're like, we should come out of there with 12-ish points is what I would expect out of that. We should have 12. 4 wins, probably a loss at either Villa or Anfield, one of the two.
Yeah. I look at Arsenal's first 6 fixtures, and it's pretty tough. We have Wolves at home, but then we go away to Villa, we host Brighton, and then we go to away Spurs, away City back to back, and then we host Leicester. That's our August and September fixtures. Like, if somehow Arsenal can come out of those with 15 points, 16 points, something like that, I think it sets us up really well. I think a realistic point haul from that is somewhere in like the 14 range, something like that. Maybe, I don't even know if 14 is possible. I'm sure it is at some point. But
yeah, but then you're done with the hard team. Like, you can cruise it into Boxing Day, chilling.
I don't know. It kind of seems like every month we have at least one of like the traditional big 6. Because like you say that, but then in October we play Liverpool at home. And then in November, we have Chelsea away and Newcastle United away. December, we have United. January, we have Spurs and Villa. Well, we have Brighton, Spurs, and Villa again. February, City. March is United and Chelsea. So it's like every month it seems like our schedule is like really like well sprinkled. Like there's no. Like,
that's how I feel.
There's no like highs and low.
You're set up for primetime games. Whereas
absolutely.
The end of October, the beginning of November, Chelsea is screwed. Plus we'll be playing Conference League. Plus we'll have the League Cup. But October 19th, we go to Anfield. Then we're at home against Newcastle. Then we're at Old Trafford. And then we welcome Arsenal on the 9th to Stamford Bridge. Like, that's a rough 4 weeks. Now, 1 or 2 of those games is going to get moved. This is just the Premier League schedule without anything else added. So we all know all of these games are going to get moved. We have different places to go, places to travel. James gets the 5-star hotels with his Champions League. Sean, you'll probably get the 4 stars.
Thursday nights in Azerbaijan are going to hit crazy for you.
You get the 4-star hotels. We get the Motel 6. They'll leave the light on for us.
I just there's one thing I do before.
I don't even think they.
Before we really like, if we're trying to wrap up this conversation quickly, I do just want to draw everyone's attention to Manchester City's schedule in April and May. So in April, they play, of their hard games, they have Manchester United, they have a Manchester Derby in April, and that's it. They're from April on, they play Leicester at home, they play United away, they play Palace at home, Everton away, Villa at home, Wolves at home, Southampton away, Bournemouth at home, and they finish with Fulham away. Like, you want to talk about just setting up a team for a run-in? That right there is what, like 9 games. That's 27 points. Just book it.
Oh yeah. Are you ready for Chelsea's end of the season? I think I'm the one that got royally screwed this year. You ready for our run-in? May 3rd, we welcome Liverpool. May 10th, we're at St. James Park. May 18th, we're welcoming Man United. But we finish at the City Grounds with Forest.
Arsenal's run-in isn't super easy. We got Palace at home at the end of April. Then we go Bournemouth at home. But then we have Liverpool away, Newcastle at home, back to back, right before Southampton away. Like, it's better than it's been in the past. But like Liverpool away and then Newcastle at home in May, like, I don't want that.
Bro, we have 3 top 4 contending teams back to back to back.
Yeah.
But I mean, like, cool, because the rest of the season should be kind of floaty. Like, we play Arsenal and Spurs back to back. That's cool.
Oh wow, that's in
The only-
January.
The
Like,
only like finishing note I'll add is it's going to be really weird, James. You'll probably share this unless something gets moved. We're going to be done with North London derbies by January 14th, midweek.
Which is a midweek fixture, which is dumb.
Yeah,
it'll
yeah,
get changed. When is it?
It won't. The midweek.
It's not going to get changed.
The midweek
But our
fixtures are
first
set,
one,
Brad.
Oh, I don't
our
have
first
any. Oh, I
one
have
is
one
not going to
midweek.
get moved. Our first one's not going to get moved. There's no reason to move a September 14th game. So we're not going to. I'm contradicting myself. We're not going to have either one moved. It's a midweek fixture in January, and it's a September 14th. There's no cups that are going to move that game.
Yeah,
so we're just going to be done with North London derbies in January. Like
the Premier League,
it's going to be crazy.
If the Premier League has already set midweek fixtures, those are set. They won't change unless there's some sort of like COVID or the Queen dies or something like that. Now, in fairness to this conversation, I do want to just also note a Liverpool schedule in the run-in. So from the 19th through to 19th of April through to May 18th, Liverpool have Leicester away, Spurs at home, Chelsea away, Arsenal at home, Brighton away. Like that 5-game stretch for Liverpool at the end of the season is going to be killer for them. That is 3 of the big 6 plus Brighton and Leicester. And like we shouldn't. I don't think we should look at Leicester this year as a newly promoted team. Like I don't think we should treat Leicester like they were like Sheffield United last year or Luton Town last year. Like this is a team that has Premier League pedigree. They just had a bad year 2 years ago. Like they just couldn't get anything together 2 years ago, and so they got relegated. I think that they will. I think I'm going to predict something. I don't think that they're going to get relegated. So.
Yeah, I think that's a pretty safe prediction. I think we could all put that on our sheets right now. I was thinking about it.
That Leicester.
Yeah, Leicester will not be in the bottom 3. Sean's thinking about it.
He's not willing.
He thinks.
Every year, but last year. Every year, but last year, we had a promoted team finish in the top 10. Well, in the last 5 years. And then I picked the team, and then they stunk it up.
Yeah. Yes, I think my overall thoughts about the Arsenal schedule is it is what it is. We got to play the games. You got 38 games to play. Let's see them.
Yep.
Yep.
The opening fixture for the Premier League season is August 16th. It's a Friday, and it is Man United versus Fulham to get us started at Old Trafford. I hope it doesn't rain. We don't need to see waterfalls on night 1.
I think that's about all we have planned for tonight, unless you guys have any parting shots.
Nope, I agree with you. All the games got to be played, so it is what it is.
You said August 16th. That's
August 16th.
Under 60 days, boys.
Let's go.
So teams and some number of players will start reporting here probably within the next 2 weeks, and we'll get those preseason pictures flowing, and it'll start to feel tangible here in a couple weeks. But until then, like Brad said early in the video, if you stuck around, hit that.
We actually play a warm-up game July 17th.
There we go.
Interruptions only happen if you have trivia, sir. We cannot interrupt James and his flow unless you have trivia.
All right. Do you guys know when we play our first preseason game?
All right. That's it. We're done. We're leaving. Hit the subscribe button, ring the sub notification bell, follow, rate, review, all those things that Brad told you about. Hit us up on Twitter. That guy is at KSBradG over there. Down below, it's at Whiteheart_Sean. I am at James Tiffany. Collectively, we can be reached at redcard_radio or info.redcardradio@gmail.com. Join the Discord. We will see you all next week. Enjoy the Euros and the Copa. It's good stuff so far. So we will see you all soon. Have a good one.